and Iniki, we are going to do the preview of CSK versus KKR. So the theme Pata, every time we have been saying Raja di Raja, Delhi ki Raja. இப்போ வந்து கல்கட்டா ராஜா கூட வேணாம் டேய் சென்னை ராஜா இதுடான்னு சொல்லி அந்த நிலைமைக்கு வந்துட்டோம். Over to you, Priyesh.
Hi, welcome to another episode. This is a preview of CSK versus KKR. Sorry that we couldn't do the other episodes. We had operational issue, but we will try to get back on our schedule in this week. Um, as usual, we will go to the head-to-head. First, second one, coach Connor, and the third one, outcome. We are CSK is has had back-to-back losses, and KKR are three in a row winning, so they are in hot form. But the head-to-head is CSK as 118 and KKR as 110. So, and the last game in Chepauk last year in our unbeaten was won by KKR. So it will be a good match, but that is the 88, and KKR has been the second nemesis for us apart from MI. So it is going to be a great game, I think, but we have to win.
See, usually CSK is not in this situation. We don't start hot at all.
ஆமா.
மெதுவா சாவகாசமா நம்ம வந்து ஆரம்பிப்போம். அதுக்கப்புறம் we'll be in a similar situation where we might have lost the first two games and then we caught the streak. In this case, it's probably the reverse. And playing against somebody who's 3-on-3, hopefully it's going to give us enough juices flowing. And இப்போ வந்து எட்ரா அருவாளன்னு சொல்லி நம்ம படத்துல சொல்ற மாதிரி I think it's time for them to sort of up the ante. எனக்கு என்னமோ they seem a little confused. This is very rare that they don't make changes. We all know that.
I think that is why we should go into the coach corner for Ritu Raj and company to see what they have to do.
கரெக்ட். ஆமா, நான் சொன்னேன்ல, நம்ம லாஸ்ட் இயரே சொன்னேன், பாவம் நல்லா ஆடிட்டு இருக்கிற பையனுக்கு கேப்டன்சின்னு கொடுத்துட்டு பேட்டிங்ல சொதப்பிடாதங்கடான்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஹோப்ஃபுல்லி he still has a
Mm,
level head, so
mm,
he's probably going to bounce back. So
mm,
அதனால I hope they first calm all these things inside, which we have done this several times, so this is
mm,
not new to CSK.
mm,
And then they just get back to the strategy in a proper way, step back and ask, hey, what do we really want to do?
mm,
Yeah, this chopping of changes, etc., is not something like bringing in Moeen Ali, suddenly idan strategy, ஒரு game வந்து Rizvi. This is not the style that CSK typically does.
mm.
So hopefully that changes in unbeaten.
I think last game they were forced to change because
Yeah.
Patidana and Fish were not available,
Yeah.
and because they had Konjo left-handers, they got Moen. But I
Mhm.
think the captaincy on the field was not up to
Yeah.
the mark.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do. But when you're chasing a small total and Mukesh gives 27 in
Correct.
1 hour,
Yeah.
the game was gone there. But I don't know why they bought Mukesh. They could have bought Thakur in.
Correct.
So Andamari, so that is one, and I think Jink's place is in doubt, or they have to change it
Yeah.
because Michel Vande, if you get him at number 5 and only 8 or 10 overs, he needs to field 10 or 12
Yeah.
balls before he goes
Mhm.
gongo.
Yeah.
So I think that the right place for Michelle is one dropped or three. That means Rahane will miss out,
Mhm.
and then four we have Shivan, and then five get a risky win, and
Yes.
then the six and seven Jadu and Dhoni. But if Dhoni can play a 12 boy 37, what is he doing in the hut?
So that's the one. See that I agree with two of your points, right? One,
Mm,
somebody like Jinx, அவன் ஏன் எஃபெக்டிவா இருந்தானா, தே கேவ் a very clear strategy. இதான் உன் ரோல், கம் இன், பிகாஸ் தே கம்பேர்ட் த ஸ்ட்ரைக் ரேட் ஆஃப் ஜிங்ஸ் இன் எவ்ரி அதர் டீம் தட் இஸ் பிளேட் ஃபார் அண்ட் தென் சிஎஸ்கே. He was striking at 150 plus because you gave him a very clear role. And when you play 30 balls and score 35, it is not acceptable because even in 2020, the first 10 balls you can be at on par, but the moment you start getting to 15, 18, 20 balls, they're expecting you to strike up. And when you play 30 balls, you are supposed to score at 150 plus.
ஆமா.
And that extra 10, 12 runs from him and from Jadeja, because Jadeja also scored some, 30 of 23 balls. Another 5, 6 runs from him, 180 plus would have been a really good target.
ம்.
Now, if you go to why Jinx didn't play that attacking role, he did play a couple of starting ஒரு சிக்ஸ் அடிச்சான், செம சிக்ஸ். ஸோ பையன் ஆரம்பிச்சான் ஃபார்ம்ல. அதுக்கப்புறம் நல்ல சரவண பவன் சாம்பார் வடை மாதிரி செமையா ஆரம்பிச்சான். அதுக்கப்புறம் அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் குறைஞ்சிடுது. I think the topல there is the Rara started hot, but now he's going for it every time. He's
Suttara,
missing out.
it is only suitifying. He's not
Correct.
watching the ball at all. ம்.
கரெக்ட். அதுக்கப்புறம் ரெண்டாவது தோனி. அதே தான் நானும் சொல்ல வந்தேன். ஏய், போன எல்லாரும் வந்து இந்த மீம்ஸ் வந்தது. We are so happy to see Dhoni scoring. Even if we lose, it's okay. Blah blah blah. Hey, we are all Dhoni fans. Agreed. நானும் நம்பர் 7 போட்டிருக்கேன் இந்த சிஎஸ்கே ஷர்ட்ல. ஆனா at some stage it needs to translate. Previous game made no sense. We knew it's a lost cause. Suma he was playing it for the crowd. But if he's truly in that kind of a form, and you are playing a game where suddenly you are flustered because wickets போயிடுது, ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரைக் ரேட்டும் ஸ்லோவா இருக்குங்கிறச்சு, தட்ஸ் த பர்ஃபெக்ட் டைம் டு சே தோனி, ஹே போடா, முடியும் வளர்த்துட்ட, பழைய காலம் மாதிரி இப்போ சும்மா நம்பர் 3 ஆர் நம்பர் 4 போ, அண்ட்
ஆமா.
யூ காட் ஜஸ்ட் லெட் him out and see what happens.
ஆமா.
அதுவும் பண்ணாம யூ டோன்ட் கிவ் him a chance and then you play இப்படி ஜஸ்ட் எப்படியோ தவிழ்ந்து போய் ஒரு 165 அடிக்கிறது didn't make sense. So I think they have to think, what do they really want to do? Is Dhoni or this is a distraction? Are you clear about his role now? Because all along he's the one who's been setting roles for everybody and expectations. Obviously, Dhoni is going to be in the squad. There's no doubt. Where do you want to play him?
ம்.
And do you want to have that unknown where you suddenly send him at three and then the opposition is confused because see, cricket is as much of a mental game than what happens on the field. So they have to try a few things like it and then go back to calming the nerves and
ம்.
going back to our normal strategy.
I think two or three things they have to look at. One, Jinx starts off very well, but the opponents bringing spin to tackle his hard hitting, that is fails
Mm,
with the spin
mm,
unless wicket falls and Dubey is there.
correct,
Aparana, they will bring the pacers back. And second thing, all the entire team has to get to ordering the strower bouncers or strower short balls, because if you see we are not storing boundaries at all with the
mm-hmm,
strower
mm-hmm,
bouncing ball. Okay, so and that is the gap between 165 and 190.
correct, correct,
Because if you say one only one or two they are able to score, or they muzzle the ball and get out caught in the
correct.
deep, they
Yep,
are not able to hit against that like Russell or whatever.
correct.
So the Dhoni question comes now, because
Yep,
if you are able to muzzle the ball, why don't you come?
correct, correct,
Okay, and Rizvi, why did you top him last match?
correct, correct.
Okay, so many questions are there on the conversation. As you said, we are a store starter, and Rutu also is a store starter.
Mm-hmm,
First 4 or 5 games, 20 or 30. At the Kapanda, you can see 70 or hundreds in the season. That's
correct.
what we hope in the coming match also. Now we will go to KKR.
Red hot. I think எல்லாரும் வந்து சுனில் நாராயண், firstly, people were mentioning that நம்ம architect boy has taken over from Sunil Narayan. He's going to be the better bowler னு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. Sunil Narayan has come back and shown that he's still their number one
Ama,
spin bowler.
ama.
Paya has been bowling beautifully. அதுக்கப்புறம் even starting at the top, there were people who were saying, hey, maybe he was successful a couple of years back. He's lost his mojo nanga, but he's been red hot, just hitting the
இல்ல
ball.
இல்ல he captains some fantasy teams in the other leagues.
Hmm.
He doesn't go on the top to play. Other
Hmm.
than funny thing, but
Hmm.
I think it's the Kambir effect that he is playing with so much freedom in the
Hmm.
top. Mm.
Hmm. So yeah, I think with Salt and Narayan giving them like a really, and if they are giving a good launch pad, they do have reasonably good players who come
Mm.
in next. So to break them, it's about, we know what he's going to do because his role is very clear, and then somebody like Deepak Chahar being smart about his bowling, and to change it up, can we essentially bring spin or something else at the other end? Because Sunil Narayan also uses the pace of the ball really well.
Ama, ama.
That's how he just starts, and he's very strong with the short balls and the pulls and the cuts that he does, right? So, can we do something smart about how, when we used to have Ashwin long time back?
We have center is so slow
Correct,
spinner because
correct,
Tikshina is a fast spinner.
correct,
Narendra Pateta it will go. Okay,
correct,
so Santner or Moin is the likely option for Naren.
correct,
And in the modeling, I think Tushar Deshpande has been the best in the
correct.
first
Yeah,
matches.
um,
Deepak Chahar is not coming good, and the Mukesh wasn't good also. So it is time to see what's the 11 for the entire
correct,
tournament because we have played 4 matches.
correct,
And if first goes off in May for Bangladesh duty, we have to be careful to see how we can adjust.
correct. யா நீ சொல்ற மாதிரி சாண்ட்னர் வந்து போடுறச்சு பால் வருமா வராதானே
Ama,
தெரியாது எப்படா வரப்போறதுன்னு
ama.
வரும். So,
Mm,
and then bringing in him early so that now the batsman on the Chennai pitch, even though it's been different from the last few years where it's not rumba slow, still it is not like super easy to bat on. So if you are able to bring in spin early and then make them go for it and change a few things around, then I think it's going to be a different game.
mm.
Then Shreyas Iyer, he's been good, and I think when we get to the next section, we'll start talking
Yeah,
about our picks. We have to now think about the short ball again, because that
yeah.
just like Shivam Dubega on the pace kondu varra madri, we have to think about bouncing him out and getting him out. And then we have Venkatesh Iyer, etc., who has not been needed or been super effective because they've done a good job early.
அந்த மாதிரி பார்த்தா their middle order has not been tested at all.
Mm,
Russell Power, okay,
correct,
Ryan Narayan in the top, Iyer and Narayan. So it is, God, I mean, Tam Pram versus CSK Mari.
yeah,
Because of the opening bridge by
correct,
Salt and Ryan and Russell and Rinku in the finishing, they have come up on drop.
correct.
But if you see the middle order, they haven't been tested. Is what I
Correct.
will say. Yeah,
Correct. I think you get early wickets, and then we want to see Rishi. Rinku's been playing well. I think we both are big
yeah,
fans of
yeah,
Rinku. 8 balls, 25. We want him in the. I mean,
yeah,
that kind of an innings is what
yeah.
he does. ஆனா கண்ணா இந்த கேம்ல கொஞ்சம் பார்த்தாடு அவ்வளோலாம் தேவையில்ல இது
La,
வந்து எங்க
la,
ஊரு.
last Chepaut game, he was the player of the match.
ம் கரெக்ட் கரெக்ட் ஆமா
So, so பார்த்து பார்த்து போட்டு அந்த
ஆமா.
மாதிரி.
அதுக்கப்புறம் நாங்க தான் பிக் ஃபேன்ஸ் தான். உன் கேம் வந்து எங்களுக்கு பிடிக்கும். இந்தியா கார்டு. ஆனா ஆனா ஒண்ணு கோவம் வந்ததுன்னா கிரவுண்ட்ல எல்லா டோரையும் டேய் கேட்ட போடுறான்னு சொல்லி ரிங்கு சிங்க மிரட்ட வேண்டியதுதான். Yeah.
அந்த மாதிரி. So we will go to the outcome now. Okay.
இல்ல
Who's
our
your
picks இருக்கு. We have to pick our
that's what I'm saying.
yeah
Who
yeah
is
yeah.
your batter, bowler, and game changer for CSK?
இந்த பேரு ஐ திங்க் நான் இவனை தான் வந்து கேப்டன் ஆக போறான்னு சொல்லியிருந்தேன். ரைட்.
mm,
போன கேம் நல்லா ஆடல நானும் ஒத்துந்தேன். ஆனா ஐ திங்க் ஜிங்ஸ் இஸ் கோயிங் டு கம் குட். He
mm,
is going to be my batter.
mm,
Bowler, I think Jaddu has been okay, like bowling some good balls, but has got tonked around. This is the game. I think he's going to come back and do
mm,
well for us.
mm,
And then the game changer is going to be the QE that we paid 14 crores for.
mm,
So Mitchell, we're going to bring him at the right spot. எங்கன்னு
mm,
தெரியாது. வந்து he's
mm,
going to change the game for CSK. So those are
mm.
my picks. You go ahead for CSK.
I will pick our captain Ritu Raj because
Mm,
usually fourth of the games or fourth of fifth matches, then he will
mm,
be come good. So I'm counting on that
mm,
and the history of Ritu Raj.
mm,
And bowler, I think Deepak Chahar will get salt and nine in the opening spell. So I'm picking Deepak Chahar, and my game changer. I hope he comes good and not certify. It's
mm,
Rara. Mm,
mm.
mm,
Okay. நோ ஃபார் கேகேஆர். நான் வந்து ஆரம்பிக்க போகிறது சோறில் உப்பு போட்டு சாப்பிட்றான்னு சொல்கிற மாதிரி ஐ திங்க் சால்ட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி மை பேட்டர். bowling வந்து நாராயணா நாராயணான்னு சொல்கிற மாதிரி சுனில் நாராயண்.
mm,
And then game changer, even though I don't want Onion to come out, he's playing in Chennai. Shankar will be watching. Shreyas Iyer, I want him to play maybe an interesting 10 runs or Onion innings is enough, but he's my game changer. Yeah.
My batsman for KKR, um, I'm going to select Venkatesh Iyer
Mm,
because it's due, and he had glimpses of what he did, and then game changer is going to be Russell, and the bowler. I I think they will not give a spinning wicket because the KKR bowlers or spinners are on the top
mm,
compared to our spinners. So
mm,
I'm going with the Stark for my
mm,
bowler.
mm.
Mm.
We haven't talked about number architect Varun Chakravarti. So because
He was good last
yeah,
game. I
yeah.
thought he was coming good last game, but I think one or two games they dropped catches of his bowling.
Mm,
That's the problem.
correct.
But he's coming good. But we will see. I think they will not give a spinning trick. A track is my
Mm-hmm.
gut feel. But we will see what happens. Maybe they will give a spinning trick and we spinning track, and we will play four spinners.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. But
அந்த
knowing
மாதிரி
CSK will probably pay four pace bowlers when they give a spinning track. என்ன வேணா பண்ணுவோம். Yeah,
ஆமா.
yeah.
Uh, and to the predictions, Rama. 90
எல்லா
தேனா.
வேணாம். எல்லா கேமும் 75-25 ஃபேவர் ஆஃப் சிஎஸ்கேன்னு சொன்னேன். 80-20 ஃபேவர் ஆஃப் சிஎஸ்கேன்னு சொன்னேன். இப்போ வந்து என்ன கோச்ல நீ வெளில துரத்திடுவேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் இந்த ரேட்ல போனா. நீ கொஞ்சம் அடக்கி வாசிட்டு 55-45 இன் ஃபேவர் ஆஃப் சிஎஸ்கே. அது மாறாது.
So I will go with the same
ம்,
55-45 because we needed a win.
ம்,
This is our fortress. That is
ம்,
why 5% extra.
ம்,
Otherwise, I would have gone 50-50 because
ம்,
I think KKR is in red hot form,
ம்.
and but we will win it.
கரெக்ட்.
Mm,
எனவே the IPL is a 14 கேம் சீசன். நமக்கு வந்து இன்னும் நிறைய நாள் இருக்கு. ஸோ
mm.
சிஎஸ்கே வில் பி பேக்.
Yeah,
நான்
and we
வந்துட்டேன்னு சொல்லு, திரும்பி வந்துட்டேன்னு சொல்லு மாதிரி
Uh,
வருவான்.
and we haven't played the Minos yet. Okay.
கரெக்ட். யா,
Next match is MI after this another
யா,
Mino. So
கரெக்ட்.
அந்த மாதிரி.
யா, யா.
So that's the wrap for this live preview of the CSK versus KKR match. We will see you on the post match review, which will do the same format as before. So do like, subscribe this channel and the video. See you next time. Bye.
Hey, see you folks. Bye.